What's going on, Phantom Force and Cosmox fans alike? This is Phantom Base coming at you with our week 2 APA prep for the Green Bay Pikachus, coached by Jacob as always. His link will be in the description below. And right away, I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys that we're about to have this battle as soon as this prep is done. But I wanted to take the time to once again just kind of go through and share with you guys the team building process that I went through in order to make this happen. So, as you can clearly see, this week's matchup is much more difficult than the last week. I feel like it's definitely going to be a very difficult test of how we build our team, and so his team will actually show up here right about now, as he does Mega Kangaskhan, which is a huge threat, Gothitelle, Scolipede, Mantine, Doug Trio, Alolan Ninetales, Blaziken, Bisharp, Claydol, Trevenant, and Alolan Golem. And I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time kind of going through a lot of crazy things, but I wanted to explain my thought process as far as what I needed from this team. I thought, because this team is kind of weirdly built in a way, I decided I would go with a more balanced team to kind of just make sure I could deal with everything. So my biggest thing is I wanted to make sure that I could prevent getting trapped. I wanted to deal with his trappers. I wanted to deal with Mega Kangaskhan, Scolipede, Doug Trio, Alolan Ninetales, Blaziken, and Bisharp. Like, those are the threats to my team. Like, those are the mons that I expect him to bring. I also needed to make sure that I could deal with Mantine, because if I'm not careful, it can wall me. I also needed a way to deal with, like I said, deal with this trapper, so Alolan Golem, Doug Trio, and Gothitelle. And his main offensive threats being Mega Kangaskhan. Bisharp is a huge problem for me, and Blaziken could also be a huge problem as well. So, right away, I decided that I was going to start with my defensive core. And I thought, okay, let's see. First off, I have a Pokemon that cannot be trapped by Doug Trio. I have a Pokemon that doesn't give two ribs about any physical attack from Bisharp, nor does it care too much about Scolipede either. Actually, it completely walls Scolipede 100%. And that Pokemon is none other than Skarmory. We are actually going to be running, and I knew as soon as I put this Pokemon on the roster what I wanted it to be. First, I wanted it to be Blade Runner. I wanted it to be a Shed Shell variant with, of course, Sturdy, because we don't want to get one shot by anything. With Brave Bird, Stealth Rock, Roar, and Roost. And I'm sure you guys are going, why aren't you bringing Defog? I'm like, because this isn't my only Defogger. On top of that, I don't need it to do that. You know? I need this to... I'm actually running, obviously, an Impish Nature, so that we can... This set 100% shuts down Scolipede. Mega Horn does like max 8%, I think. 10% if it's a Banded Scolipede. Yeah, that's ridiculous. No one brings Banded Scolipede, but even if you did, yeah, that's the thing. Shed Shells, we cannot be trapped by Alolan Golem or Gothitelle. Brave Bird allows us to hit Gothitelle incredibly hard, which I know, it sounds weird that we hit anything hard with a Skarmory, but Gothitelle isn't exactly the most bulky mon. Yeah, you can run it physically defensive, but we can break it sub every time with just this. We also have Roar, so that if he does decide to try to taunt it, that if he tries to set up with his Scolipede, we can roar him out. We can roar out anything if a time passes into rocks or rocks. We need rocks on our team. His only hazard removal is in either Mantine or Claydol, neither of which really can do too much to Skarmory, which is very good for us. So, Skarmory is our dedicated physical. It's our guaranteed switch in to Scolipede, it's a good switch to Doug Trio as well. It can take a few hits from Bisharp as well. It's overall just a really good physical. It also shuts down Trevenant completely. If it brings Will-O-Wisp, I'm fine. I don't really care about getting burned too much. This thing is mostly for rocks and for roaring and just kind of stalling. Honestly, stalling out a little bit. I need it to be irritating. So, that's how this Pokemon is. Now, the next Pokemon I decided to bring was, just going to bring my specially defensive wall, which is 100% Decidueye. Yes, Decidueye is making his debut. Archimedes is coming. We are bringing a leftover set with, and right away I knew that I wanted to bring Spirit Shackle, Leaf Blade, not Leafage, Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade and Roost. that was the set that I knew guaranteed Beyond Shadow about that I wanted, and I also knew that I wanted this particular spread because of the fact that one, we outspeed a non-invested Gothitelle with this anyway, which is perfect. Second off, I didn't know the last move just yet because I was debating, substitute, do I want baton pass, do I want defog? There's a lot of options to go with there, so I really couldn't decide. So I wanted to make sure that I had this. This Pokemon cannot be trapped by anything since it's a Ghost type, which is incredibly important. It also does well dealing with Dugtrio. It also completely shuts down. I say shuts down. It deals well with Claydol. It also deals well with deals pretty well with Gothitelle. It can actually, after rocks hit 2 hit kills Gothitelle Spirit Shackle 100% of the time, which is really great. I can trap Gothitelle with Spirit Shackle, and I can proceed to kill it off. That's the biggest thing with Decidueye is my counter trap. So I can come in on every trapper he's got, and I can turn around and trap him back, and then I can start hitting him because I have super effective coverage for all 3 of his trappers, which is beautiful. I'm also packing Leaf Blade because I did not want to be 100% walled by Mega Kangaskhan, because I thought about going sub Baton Pass Roost, which would have been incredibly annoying. But it left me weak to Kangaskhan, and it would have left me not able to hit it with any move. And I didn't want to be forced out by Kangaskhan like right away. I wanted to be able to hit it. I didn't want him to be able to come in with Spear Shackle knowing that's my only attacking move. So that was the whole point of that. And so we're gonna come back to this thing, and I'm saying, all right. So with this balanced squad, I wanted to make sure I brought up 3 defensive mons, 3 offensive mons. And for the longest time, I did have Victini with an Assault Vest, but as you guys will clearly see, we changed our mind on that set, and I'll explain to you why in a second. So 5th of November is here with us. I knew the move set right away. I'm bringing V-Create, I'm bringing Zen Headbutt, I'm bringing U-Turn, not Uproar, U-Turn. U-Turn, and we are bringing Brick Break with, and at this point I didn't know its spread at all. All I know is I wanted it to outspeed Max Speed Blaziken. That's really it. So, like, at first, like I said, I ran an Assault Vest set with enough speed to outspeed modest a little Ninetales, but as you'll see, we came back to this one a little bit later, and I'm really proud of the set we came up with. Now, the next mon I decided to bring. First off, let me go and say Victini switches into Alolan Ninetales every day of the week. It also switches in really well to what was it? That's pretty much it. It switches into Blaziken pretty well too. If it's not packing Earthquake, and I don't really foresee it packing Earthquake because it's just an easy way for me to switch into a few of my other mons. He may pack Earthquake for the Tentacruel that I have, but I don't see that. Seeing it like, I don't know, just I don't see it being a good coverage move for him because I have so many things that deal with Earthquake really well. And so the next mon actually that I decided to bring, first off, it's an offensive mon. And I decided I was going to kind of designate it as a win con for me, which is going to be Hydreigon. We are bringing a Choice Scarfed Hydreigon, obviously with Levitate. I'm really considering renaming this thing after a while too, because I don't really know what I want it to be just yet, like the nickname. Anyway, I knew the moveset too. We're running Dark Pulse, Earth Power, Draco Meteor, and we're running U-Turn, of course, because, yeah. And the spread that I decided to run, I knew the spread right off the bat. I knew I wanted max special attack, I wanted modest, I wanted enough speed to outspeed, what was it? I believe it was max speed Jolly Blaziken, with the rest being peppered into defense and special defense. That way, one, we could easily just outspeed Scarf Blaziken and kill it with an Earth Power. We do kill Blaziken with Earth Power. We also kill Bisharp with an Earth Power, unless it's Assault Vest. And if he has Assault Vest, he's losing a lot of power, and he would have to be adamant max attack to kill us with a superpower. And we can kind of gauge off that, and really just, we can pivot into Skarmory pretty easily. Pursuit will do jack diddly to us, which is fine. This is a good mon to kind of scout on, scout Bisharp, essentially with. So yeah, this Pokemon is pretty easily a win con for us because once we can get rid of Alolan Ninetales and Blaziken and Bisharp, really, we can just start spamming Dark Pulse for days and just start nuking things. If we wanted to as well, we could also just start spamming Draco Meteor. I mean, or Earth Power. It depends on the situation. We have U-turn to get out of there for him, bringing in really his only trapper for us is Gothitelle, and it takes super effective hit from us with U-turn. I don't expect him to bring a Scarf Trick set because it really doesn't do well against me. A lot of my mons could actually benefit from being Scarfed, unless it's Skarmory. And Gothitelle, I won't be switching Skarmory in on anyway. If he Scarfs my Decidueye, that actually would kind of be hilarious for me, because I could then just proceed to Spirit Shackle it to death, and then start outspeeding things and like being actually kind of an annoying threat. But yeah, so this Pokemon right here is meant to just outspeed his team and clean up late game. That's the whole point of this. Now, the next mon I knew I absolutely needed to have was Mienshao. We're bringing our Sock and Bopper, and we are rocking a Muscle Band with Inner Focus, mind you. We are running a U-turn, Knockoff, Low Kick, and Poison Jab. Not Poison Fang, Poison Jab. With we are max attack, we are 220 speed, I believe we are Jolly Nature, and the rest into HP, because we outspeed max speed Kangaskhan with this. Also, if he goes for a fake out on us, we have Inner Focus, so we don't flinch and we can one hit kill him with Low Kick, because the Muscle Band gives us the 10% boost we need to guarantee the OHKO on him. That's what we need with Mienshao. Like, that's a huge threat taken care of. If he leads with it, it's perfectly fine. We outspeed a good majority of his team with this Pokemon too. Like, his second fastest mon outside of, like, his fastest mons that are faster than me are Ninetales and Dugtrio and Scolipede. Scolipede, I mean, we can't do much to Scolipede, but they can't do much back. Dugtrio can't do a whole lot to us, and he might think we're Scarfed, and that would be freaking lovely if he thinks we're Scarfed and forces himself to switch, or he tries to set up rocks on us, because we do have a pretty good switch into him in either Skarmory or Decidueye here. But yeah, that's just said, it's pretty well explained. A Knockoff is for things like Gothitelle, Scolipede, Mantine. Literally, Knockoff suits everything else, barring Bisharp, Blaziken, Ninetales. We Low Kick Bisharp and it dies. Poison Jab 2-hit kills Ninetales. We'll U-turn out on the Blaziken, or we'll U-turn out on the Claydol, or knock off the Claydol, knock off the Trevenant, Low Kick the Golem, and actually has a roll to kill Golem as well, which is super nice. The things I want to hit with Low Kick are heavy. That's why I'm bringing Low Kick versus High Jump Kick. So, in that way, we're not having to watch something hit Protect and potentially watch us do 50% to ourselves. So yeah, that's the whole point of that. Our last Pokemon, I for the longest time sat here with a Musharna, a physically defensive Musharna with a Culver Berry and all this stuff, and I was like, I can use this to counter Bisharp. He goes for Pursuit, we pop the Culver, and we have after rocks, we kill him with a Hidden Power Fighting. Great, awesome. But what else does it do after that? It can't Wall Blaziken. Like, I needed something that could Wall Blaziken, because as you can see with this team, my entire team dies to Blaziken. Like, especially if I'm an offensive Victini, the team just dies to Blaziken, especially Scarf Blaziken. And so I decided that I was gonna get rid of Musharna altogether, and we're gonna put a Culver Berry on Victini. We're gonna go max HP, the rest into defense, and we're gonna go Impish. Let me explain why. Banded Flare Blitz does max 38% to us. Banded Knockoff to the Culver Berry does max, I think Banded Knockoff does max 47% to us with the Culver Berry. Regular Knockoff from this thing does max 28% from an Adamant Blaziken. If he's Scarfed, he's doing so much less damage, and we have a chance to OHKO him after rocks with Zemini, but a pretty high chance too, for my dad. We just have to get rocks up, and his hazard removal is so limited that, yeah, it's not a good time for him. and his only hazard removal, really, like I said, his only hazard removals in Claydol and Mantine, both of which are very easily dealt with the combination of Decidueye and Skarmory over here. So, and also our last mon, which I will show you in just a second. But yeah, Victini does so well versus this thing. He one-shots Bisharp with Flare Blitz, with a V-Create. He two-shots Mega Kangaskhan with Flare Blitz. We can U-turn out on the Gothitelle. We have a chance to Oko Scolipede if it's not defensive with V-Create. A solid thing also switches into a Alolan Ninetales every time. I think a modest Blizzard does max 19% to us. Just to let you see how bulky this thing can be. And it still hits so hard. We can U-turn out on things that threaten us, that we outspeed. If he scarfs us, we're in so much better shape because, like, we could easily, like, especially if we pop a Colbert Berry, and he tricks a Scarf on us knowing that we're defensive, that just, that makes everything so much scarier for him because we outspeed, at that point we outspeed Scarfed, Adamant, Blaziken. Meaning we pretty much outspeed his entire team except for Scolipede after a Protect. But Scolipede doesn't, like, I have a switch in for Scolipede every time. It's freaking Skarmory. Like, Scolipede cannot touch Skarmory at all, period. So that's the whole point of that. And our last mon was like, alright, I need more offensive pressure, and I need a Pokemon that can deal with Mantine, as well as Heliolisk Mantine and Claydol pretty well. And also I need something that can pretty well deal with Dugtrio. I say Dugtrio. It doesn't deal super well with Dugtrio, but it does well enough. With the set I'm bringing. So we are bringing Heliolisk. We are bringing Apollo the Heliolisk this week. With an Air Balloon. That's why it deals with Dugtrio. He's forced to go for Sucker Punch for turn 1. We are bringing first off, we're bringing U-turn, Thunderbolt. We are bringing Surf, and we are bringing Focus Blast. As much as I hate to say that, we're bringing Focus Blast. We are bringing enough speed here. I don't really know why I have the speed, honestly. I know it outspeeds, first of all, I know it outspeeds a Dugtrio creeping, Mienshao. That's what it's there for, which is really weird, considering that I know he's going to creep this thing, but on the off chance that he doesn't, we're in really good shape. They're also obviously creeping a modest Alolan Ninetales. That's the other issue on. And we also outspeed an Adamant Scolipede, which, I mean, like I said, doesn't make much sense, and it's not like he's going to do a whole lot to us, but we do have our switch-ins for that thing. Once again, Air Balloon, so we don't get trapped by Dugtrio on the first turn. He can't hit us with an Earthquake. We can proceed to knock him out with a Surf if his sash is broken. Like, that's a huge thing for us, is if his sash is broken, we do a whole lot more to him. But yeah, that's the whole point of this thing, is just to hit hard, get out, get us into something else that we can to go against. Once again, a lot of my things don't care if they get tricked to Scarf, it just makes them a little more threatening. The only thing really is Skarmory that doesn't care about, that doesn't like getting Scarf. But if the point is, if I can get rocks up, I don't care. If I can get rocks up, if I can start Scarf roaring things, it'd be so incredibly annoying, it'd be funny. I mean, Scarf doesn't do anything, it's minus priority, but still. So yeah, that's pretty much our team. I feel like I explained the synergy pretty well. Pretty much my entire plan is just, I hope he brings Kangaskhan, because I'm expecting him to lead it. He either leads Kangaskhan, or expects my Skarmory lead brings Alolan Golem. His only other lead that I see is Dugtrio, and I can really just capitalize on the fact that I can see Dugtrio coming as a lead, and lead either Decidueye or Heliolisk here, and he is forced to go for an attack that is not stab, meaning that we can kill him with a Surf right off the bat, or whatever wants to come in. The only thing that gets Water Absorb on his team is the Mantine, and we can kill it with Thunderbolt, so it really doesn't matter. Like, that thing is not a switch into Heliolisk. So, yeah, that's the whole point of that. Now, I did fail to mention that we added Defog on this Pokemon at the very end, just to make sure that we could keep Victini safe from Victini, and pretty much I just didn't want any chip damage on my mons. Not that my team is weak to rocks, but I the less hazards I have on my side, the better. And honestly, it also gets rid of the Aurora Veil, so that if I can predict to switch into a Alolan Ninetales, I can click Defog and bye-bye Aurora Veil if he has it up in the first place. So yeah, that's all. I think that's all I got for this team. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm about to go have my battle now, and if that's all it's been from me, this has been Phantom Mace, and I will catch you guys in the battle. Bye, guys.